here for the UFC women's flyweight, minus 1,100 as the huge favorite in the black.
She's riding a bike, being broke, living off frozen noodles. If she, and it only takes one good shot to turn the tide.
And we'll see what the game plan is. Nice.
If you see Shevchenko, what she doesn't utilize a lot of footing. Carmouche come in and then she looks to counter like she did a moment ago. She timed it
there for
five sparring partners, lots of southpaws.
Where she trains and teaches, part owner there as well. A couple of years ago that she's kind of figured that out after needing some time off. En route to a title shot. Body kick there from Carmouche.
You know, the hard thing for Valentina is because, you know, she's in the training camp. They start to feel their own hype. Of course, I'm not saying she's done that. I'm just saying she loves this, you know. And she doesn't talk trash. She's just matter of fact about everything she does, from the way she talks, the way she describes her training, her
lifelong martial artist. She began Taekwondo when she was 5 years old. Her mother kickboxing at 12. She knocked out a 22-year-old opponent, the UFC flyweight champion, and looking to defend.
In outclass, she's going in and out. She hasn't landed anything particularly significant. Without, you know, you can't land your own shot, so it is a defensive style.
Work. So they won't rush into anything. Final Leach finding the range. Second round is straight ahead. What do you think?
Yeah, well, Carmouche's corner was just saying the idea isn't to be defensive in there. You know, you're trying to win the fight. Now she has landed a few shots here and there. I'm not berating her opponent, and she's just taking the time. She's the champ. Easy, but this is what we sign up to do.
Well, as we should in Chicago. First takedown. First fight between these two came back in 2000. Carmouche saying, like, the silo that we warmed up in, you know, the women were 3 years away still from fighting in the UFC. So these two, Valentina believes that she was dominating that fight.
Yeah.
Got caught with an Shevchenko, and the scar is still there. You can still kind of see.
On my face, I can tell you, if the scar is still there after 9 years, closely you might see a little bit, but for it still to be there, and so, you know,
with the UFC.
And I get it, she's fighting a very, very tough opponent here, but she's going to have to. She throws shots, but she's just out of range. She's a little too short, and she's hitting something. But, you know,
Carmouche coming up on a minute to go. Second of 5.
Path to victory for Carmouche would be to take her down. She's a black belt. Gets her hands on opponents. She can ragdoll them. And, of course, the skills on the floor as well.
Submission win for Shevchenko came in a main event in January 2006.
Then she followed it up.
Leads with the kick again. Round is straight ahead.
Try and find a way to close it. Of course, first one didn't go away. And, you know, I think it's fair to say Father Time catches up with everybody eventually. So she's you know, on the flip side, whichever way Carmouche goes, cut off the... No, but credit to Carmouche. You know, the footwork is great. You know,
there we go. Shevchenko sits down Carmouche.
And that's the problem when you...
Attempted one takedown through the early going. It was shrugged off.
Left hook, or in this case, a left straight. But that was nice. That was the first time they've ever properly clinched like this. Now, Carmouche is very...
Uses the body lock and scores the takedown.
You know, it's a unique style, and they like to be on their back. They have tremendous... Hey, anytime anyone was a 10th planet black belt, they were a nightmare to roll with in this position in the gym. So let's see what she can...
20 seconds to go as she fires some body strikes.
There's the first beginning of a setup to something, but you're my student. I see what you're capable of. Just feel it. Go out.
Did not land a single significant strike in those 5 minutes. Goes that far for Liz Carmouche.
Jumps in super.
Valentina's sister.
Straight back into the position they were before.
What's the game plan here, Michael?
Yeah, well, if you Carmouche, you know, to set up a variety of things. Try and pull it past the head, get an omoplata. You can use in 10th planet, you know, like crackhead control and all kinds of stuff. You know, they have a... But Shevchenko would have prepared for this. Any counter it. So Shevchenko, she's doing the right thing. You've got to keep your base low. No, you're good. If Shevchenko exploded with that left leg right now, there's a possibility that she'd at least one butterfly hook back.
Keith Peterson asking the fighters to keep working on the ground. To the center. Coming up on 90 seconds to go, 4th round. The champion. 6+ minutes of this fight.
Yeah, you know, if you're
Spinning back fist drops Carmouche.
But that's the problem. That is the... You know, so for everybody in the crowd that's booing, listen, I get it. To keep pushing forward.
Yeah. Well, she put Carmouche keeping a firm hold of it. Swings over to the back.
Left. Reclaiming half guard there and getting the full lockdown. Another one of the Eddie here in the first place, and now she's in the final round. That's got to give her a lot of... Because he's right. She is capable of finishing this fight. So is Shevchenko.
Carmouche's corner asking her not to wait as time... Charging in.
So fast.
Trying to grab a leg.
You can see that. It's going to be stronger. Pushing down on that head. Perfect. Granby rolls, rightly so.
Lightweight prospect and Contender Series alum Devontae Smith battling 241 prelims. They come to you at 8 Eastern.
Squaring, rotating her hips here. That looked like she was going to try and attempt an armbar and pull them off. You never know. She's got 2 minutes here. Of course, Shevchenko's in the...
Well, Liz Carmouche finding, proudly serving the United States years later. But she is running into, once the UFC opened that flyweight division.
Yeah, massive shots. But if you're trying to control an opponent on the ground and not let them give half of your body, whilst your shoulders and your chest pin them down, you use your side control, maybe you work to mount, and then you look for the strikes, then you look for the elbow.
Shevchenko putting the finishing touches with more than 7 minutes of, and just an all-out dominant performance over these 25. Final 30 now. And the door for women fighting in the UFC along 20 years.